throw that kickstand down, pop a Coldwood, and sit back and relax. It's time for the John and Heather Show, featuring John and Heather Toto, Florida's favorite biker couple, documenting the biker lifestyle and bringing you the latest in events and interviews from the biker world. And now, here's John and Heather.
Hey, it's the
John and
Heather Show coming to you and you over there, coming to you live from
our production studio, riding with this fine bunch back here, born to ride. It's a Tuesday, baby. Let them have it.
Oh, baby, I will tell you why.
Stand up a little bit.
I'll tell you why.
Look at this.
It is Taco Tuesday, baby.
Isn't that cool?
Woo, woo. Yeah. Woo, woo. Yeah, baby. Taco
show me the tattoo.
Tuesday.
Show me a new tattoo.
Oh, yeah. And we are, as we all affectionately go, savage, baby.
That's my savage wife.
We are savage. Woo, woo.
I love that top. Isn't that the top that we got when we were at what do you call OCC?
I don't remember.
That's right.
I'm OCD, but I don't remember if I bought it at OCC.
Yes. I think we got that at OCC from your friend. That's the vendor that has.
Oh, she's so beautiful. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think because she always we go there and there's a vendor that we used to go to OCC when we went there on Thursdays, and she had like the coolest corsets
and she would fit me.
Yeah, because it almost seemed like all the corsets that she has, nobody could fit into them but you. Because she got them,
my specialties.
Like this big. So needless to say, since her kid size, Heather fits into it. So how's everybody doing out there?
Happy Tuesday!
Happy Tuesday,
and
everybody.
Happy early Halloween, everybody!
That's
Woo!
true. I didn't even think of that. It is early Halloween.
That's right, guys. Spooky ooky Halloween.
It's spooky ooky.
I love Halloween.
I know. Our kid actually just had a dance. Our
one of our daughters,
yep, Kayla, our special needs daughter, went to a dance dressed as It. Yeah, and she was so cute. She's dressed as It with the clown suit and the red pom-poms down the front.
Yes.
And her boyfriend Danny showed up as Darth Vader.
They looked so cute together. I posted it.
Yeah, we posted it.
It's on my page.
You
want to see it.
They are the cutest couple you'd ever want to see. And go to our Facebook page, John Heather Show. And you can go ahead and you can see that on the John Heather Show, we have our daughter on there with her boyfriend. And it's just so cute to see the two together. They're so happy.
Yeah, they are a cute couple.
Yep. So tonight, we're going to talk about a couple things. Like tonight,
we're gonna rock on. We're gonna rock on everything out tonight.
Yep. Well, let's see. Biketober, happy Biketoberfest to everybody that was able to enjoy it.
We're so sorry we missed it.
I had to, man, because I literally got pretty beat
Hi,
up.
Miss Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, beautiful Laura.
She said that you're beautiful, Heather.
Thank you, and you're beautiful, Laura.
That's so sweet. So anyway, after my track day that I had over at Jennings, I'm sure you guys, we did the videos about it. I'm still healing up from it. Put up the video of me on the bike, baby.
Okay. Yeah, we did. We missed
the picture. I mean, here you go.
We missed Biketoberfest.
Yeah. How do they want to click on?
I don't know. They're not clicking on again. This happened last time.
This happened last time. Darn it.
And we couldn't show the pictures. We could show everything else.
That is the weirdest thing.
And we couldn't show the pictures.
We have it on our.
We'll show. What you want
to show?
Let's show. Whoa.
Okay, I don't even know what she's looking at right now. Just click on it.
I know what we're going to show.
Okay.
Your video.
Okay. And unfortunately, she's trying to find the video in the corner right now.
Let's go. Ready?
Click it on. Yeah.
Goddamn, Uncle Scam, got you sipping on a no telling machine. Black man found the holy grail, just frontin' like she's squeaky clean. Ooh, the things we do when the joke's on you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Kneel down, painted times come around. Heavy crown, weighing down till you drown. For the cracks where the light streams in, counting all your pennies and wages of sin. Stay down in a blood-red evening gown. Another clown headed for a nervous breakdown. Tell me what you're gonna do when the joke's
All right, that was some of me at track day at Jennings. For some reason the video cut out in the middle, but I had a great day, and I was telling everybody about it. Jennings is just an awesome place. It's in northern Florida. Literally, if you're familiar with Florida, if you get on I-75, it's the last exit right before you hit Georgia. And I just had a great track day. I was having such a good time. And then click on the next video.
Okay.
Just right
Let's
below it.
show that one, see if this one will play in its entirety.
Little man, get a big plan, make a big stand, better join the fight. Got to rise from the sturdy roots, if you want the fruits, got to make it alright. I know it's hard to believe, but there are those that deceive, and they're playing you like a fool. Just a number and slave, from the womb to the grave, it's the truth can be so cruel, so go on, brother, go on. Burn your name across the sky, make a move before you die. Go on, brother, go on. Burn your name across the sky, make a move before you die. See the man with the current plan, well he don't understand the working man. He will claim he can feel your pain, and he will promise gain, but it ain't all I want meaning. I think it's time to dispose of the leaders we've chose. Seems the enemy lies within. We need to make a new start before they tear us apart. So set it off, brother, let it begin. Go on, brother, go on.
All right,
All right.
guys.
Okay, so needless to say, I had my awesome track day, and then I tucked and low-sided, and things like that just, I'm going to click on the comments. Things like that just happen to happen. So,
Explain what a tuck and a low side are to those people that
don't
might
know.
know.
okay, as far as track lingo goes, since we've been really getting our show into doing track videos and doing a lot of MotoGP stuff, I've been racing, and that was my new bike. That was my 2015 Ducati Panigale 1299 V2 Red Edition S.
And she is pretty.
Oh, it's a
red.
mouthful. It's a mouthful. It's one of the fastest Ducatis I made. So anyway, I was getting used to the bike, and I was tear-assing with it. I mean, I went from a 796 Monster to that bike, which is twice. It's more than twice the bike. It went from 87 horsepower to 205. So it's a super bike. So I'm buzzing around the track. And here comes one of the guys that I race with, Blake.
I mean, he's buzzing. And I know about how long he takes to get around and where he is.
About a minute, 50
give
seconds.
or take.
Mm-hmm.
If he's
under 2.
If somebody's passing him or if he's passing somebody, I usually know when to expect him to come back around, basically where I'm at.
Yeah, but unfortunately this day I didn't. What happened was, in Jennings, there's 14 turns on the track in Jennings. And it's coming around turn 11, and Blake started to get away. Blake, our MotoGP correspondent. Unfortunately, he can't make it today because he has a birthday party he's attending. So
he's out partying, tearing ass town up.
Yep. So anyway, going around the track, going into turn 12, he started getting a little speed on me, and me knowing I have the faster bike, actually I do. I just caught up to him real quick by the time I hit turn 13. Turn 13 is my favorite turn, so I figured I could handle it. So I was a little bit fast, I was a little bit fast and a little bit high, and I missed the apex because it happened so fast I didn't see it. But Blake, he's so good; he's looking behind as he's taking the turn. So what he saw was what a tuck is that you got your two front tires, you got your one in the front, one in the back, and when you're on an angle like this, all of a sudden the front tire tucks. What happens is like this,
and not going to sleep, tucking in either.
Yeah, so your two tires are like this, and then the front tire it tucks underneath like this. And what happens is when you're in the turn, you're leaning. I had too much pressure on the handlebars. I was going too fast, too high, and I try to overcompensate by drilling the front end into the ground to make the turn. And rookie mistake. What you need to do is I should have just slowed down, missed the apex, took the turn wide, and went into the next turn. Is what I should have done. Should have just slowed down, let Blake get ahead, take the turn wide, pick it back up on 14, catch up in the straightaway before turn 1. That's what I should have done. That would have been the smart thing if I was a professional racer, like wanted to, like Rossi or one of those guys. Yeah, it was a rookie mistake, and it happened so fast. I didn't even know what happened. I didn't find out until recently that Blake saw the accident when he was looking behind.
He said he saw you.
I tumbled.
I
tumbled. I didn't even realize I tumbled because literally blink of an eye. The bike's on an angle. I'm at about 40 degrees of lean. The pros could do like 55, 60, but I'm at like 40, 44 degrees of lean. And the bike just went down and slid. And I don't even have a good GoPro footage to show you, which sucks is that the GoPro ripped off the side view mirror and literally dislodged the battery and corrupted probably the last 5 seconds of it. Because normally GoPros are sturdy enough that if something happens, you can pick them up off the ground and you're still filming.
And you could see your accident.
No, not my GoPro. I missed. I took the corner off my GoPro. It still works, believe it or not.
Thank goodness.
But the battery popped out. It must have popped out somehow. It stopped the recording right before the accident, so I couldn't see it. But when I hit Blake's, the bike slid, and then I rolled. And that's when I noticed that I couldn't get up. And also my head was spinning. I was dizzy, felt like I was going to throw up. And then that's why you saw in the video, you saw me in the truck. It was only a quick brief, but I couldn't even step out of the truck. Took 2 guys to get me in. And when I got dizzy, I went to the hospital because I thought I had a concussion.
You did. You had a mild concussion.
I had to have had. I had to have had a mild concussion. I dropped my blood pressure out, a little shocky. And the next thing I know, there I am. I can move. I can start to do this. I still got pain through here. Supposedly this isn't broken, and this part is. This part, not so bad, but this hand hurts more.
You notice he's not wearing his brace tonight.
No, I'm not wearing my damn brace because it's useless for a bone that's broken back here.
He took his brace off. He's the worst patient in the world.
Yes, I am, and it doesn't hurt because I know if I went to the physician, it'd tell me the same damn thing if the cast was
He has a big old brace for his foot. But he's
that's
not
a
wearing
walking
brace tonight.
It's a walking ball. The thing is, my ankle swelled up like this. So way I did is I think I smashed my heels on the track. And the next boots I get are going to be the ones that have an inner shell inside of them. It's like a cage. You put your foot in, and then you put your whole foot into the boot, and the boot wraps around this cage that your feet are in. And by doing that, it gives you 10 times the protection. Granted, the boots cost twice as much.
Yeah, but explain why that's better than what we bought.
Yeah.
I
bought Alpine Stars.
Bought was good for the beginning
for a beginner.
of learning to
same thing with the
ride
gloves.
On race and ride on track days.
The suit that I have is a pro suit. The suit I have, you can rate. It's a professional suit. The suit was fine. I just ripped the zipper on the knee. And I'll tell you right now, just thinking about that accident, this is for guys out there that want to go on track, or you guys out there that have a bike like mine that want to go on the street and you want to do 150 miles an hour. Just remember, I went down at about 60. All right. And 60 is still a pretty
impressive
speed. If I wouldn't have had any gear on, I would have lost my leg at the knee. I probably would have lost my left foot from the collision that I had. I would have lost this hand because my gloves have the carbon fiber knuckles on them and literally wore it all the way down to the leather on this hand. And this is where it's broken right here. So the new gloves that I'm going to get have kangaroo. Is it kangaroo?
Yeah.
Ostrich. Yeah, ostrich. The next leathers I'm going to get are getting ostrich because apparently ostrich is the toughest leather that you could buy for your tracksuit. So when you go and you want to go get a tracksuit, look at the ostrich models. The leather is lighter, the leather is thinner, and it gives you the same protection on a suit that weighs half as much. But those suits are also twice as much. So you got to work
kangaroo.
with you got to work
kangaroo.
Sorry, You sure it's kangaroo with
I'm
this?
pretty
No,
sure.
it's ostrich.
I think it's kangaroo.
All right, well, somebody out there could correct me, go ahead, but it's one of those leathers. It's better. And the gloves I get are going to have side protection on them, too. They have carbon fiber down the sides, carbon fiber over the knuckles, and carbon fiber up the fingers. Again, they're $300 gloves, but what's your
But
hands
they're
worth?
so worth it. What are your hands?
What are your
worth?
hands worth? Because I'm telling you, the way my gloves look when I was looking at them, I would have lost my hand, this much of my hand. These two, I would have lost this easily because it would have drilled, and I probably would have ripped them off on the track.
And your hands were huge.
That was swollen. Those pictures that we had in the
Boxer
video
hands.
was just like an hour or two after the collision, so after the impact. So you really couldn't see the amount of swelling until the following day because God was I just swollen up. My ankle was purple.
You're still bruised.
I'm still bruised from it. My ankle still has bruising around it, but I can walk on it now. At least I'm able to bend it and walk on it because it was trauma to the heel, the back of my foot, not the ankle itself, which was good. Now the new boots that I was looking at, also the Dionysies that I really like.
Yeah.
I have a pair of shorts that I wear. Dionysi, however you want to pronounce it.
Dionysi.
No, I think it's Dionysi. I think it's that weird because it's European.
Okay.
So the Dionysies have magnesium slides on them and everything else because the toe slides and my other boots ripped right off.
Yeah, all
On the
the toe slides.
All ripped
Gone.
right off, and they're bolted on. There's two. You can see there's two bolts in them, but they're plastic,
And they're
so
gone.
it ripped off. Now my Dionysies, those have magnesium slides on them. They don't fall. They don't rip off. And I also, I've dragged toes on my Diavel with
Yeah,
it.
but now try the cities.
Now, well, I also have a pair of city boots, but they're one size too big, so I may have to wear two socks and just try them and see how well they work.
Or if they're too big, they're just gonna have to sell
Yeah,
those.
so yeah, I could do that. So anyway, my helmet got trashed too, which I really like my showy helmet that I had.
Not as much as that nice new one, boy. Blake's
Oh, my
helmet
God.
is wow.
Because
Blake
remember
has
we were
an
talking about
amazing
Blake's helmet, how fancy his helmet was.
fancy dancy.
He found me
helmet
one
that
just like
is.
it. He found me one just like it because it turns out,
He got it and not me. I
I-
fell in love with it.
well, we'll get you one, Heather. We'll get you one. Only difference is that I didn't have the polarized windscreen, the polarized shield for that is over and above the cost of the helmet, which on sale was $850 with my discount. So, my showy helmet was roughly $8, but it came with the polarized screen, which was nice. Now, the one that I have now is solid carbon fiber, but the helmet weighs half of what the other one is. Shiny.
It's
So,
the most comfortable helmet.
oh,
I
it's
ever
comfortable,
wore in my
and I
life.
got a medium and not a large because I thought my noggin was large, but when we measured
Thought
it,
he had all that brain power.
Yeah. but when we measured it, always another word of advice: if you're going to go get a good helmet, you want to go on the track, you really need to get a helmet that's fitted to your head. Make sure you go to a place that will measure your head, measure you this
Not
way,
just tell you.
not
you're
just stick it on your
large
head
or
and go,
you're
"Is it
medium."
loose?"
Yeah.
Because we figured out that I probably got that mild concussion because my last showy helmet, I spent like $1,000 on the damn thing and I was going to use it. It wasn't about, I couldn't take it back. So the helmet's a large. And the first day on the track, it started sliding on me.
And
This
they right
way.
away.
And I'm
Blake
like
noticed.
this. And Blake's like, "Oh man, get that helmet off your head." He actually gave me a spare helmet that he had for me to ride with.
That day.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
He noticed right away that helmet was not
Yeah.
on properly.
So I got an Alpine Stars. The helmet that I have is solid carbon fibers, just like the demo, because his was a not a demo, it was
one of
a
200.
it was a pre-order model.
Pre-sale.
It was like a pre-sale model that they made 200 of them. And the one I got is real similar to it. Doesn't have the longer fastback on the back of it, but still the carbon fiber is so light. It has two screens, a clear and a dark, and on the dark one I put the anti-fogger on the inside. So that's my new, and it's a medium. You literally got to squeeze it over your head to get it on.
It's gonna fit so nice. And you
Now-
need to do what he said is get
Put
rid
it.
of
Oh yeah, you want to hear a good thing? Go get a
hack. Here's one of these.
You want to hear a
hacks.
hack to get it to fit your noggin right, or just get that padding out a little bit? Go get a soccer ball, basically deflate it, put it inside the helmet, and pump it up, and let the soccer ball squeeze out the sides. And then by doing that, it actually compresses all that fibrous material that cushions you on the inside, and kind of molds it out a little bit. So when you put your head in, you're not squeezing it
So
on
you
your
don't get a
head.
massive headache.
Yeah, well, the reason why I think I got a concussion is I was wearing a large helmet, even though I had the extra large padding in there that we specially ordered.
All that brain power.
It just, we think that the since it wasn't snug like it should, that you get your 3 impacts. You hitting the ground, your head hitting the helmet, and your brain hitting the front of your skull. You get 3 impacts. 3. My hand's got messed up 3. So you got the 3 impacts with it. And I think that's probably what caused my concussion when I was on the track. So the bike now is at Ducati, and I'm going to tell you right now, I have track insurance. And
wow, guys, you need track insurance because let me tell you, this bike looked like nothing happened to
my bike
it.
looked fine. Everyone's like, it's not even going to meet the $750 deductible. It's got to put new slides on it. It'll be fine. They drove it up on my trailer, started right up. Oh, yeah. As soon as Ducati hooked that damn thing up to the computer, I actually cracked their version of the triple tree on the bike because it's on the top and it's on the bottom because the Ducati really don't have a frame. It just has a trellis in the front. The motor's the frame. It cracked. I actually cracked it. The handlebars where the slides are is actually on an angle straight up to where the gear shifter snapped.
Yeah.
So I found out a side view mirror is almost $300 for the bike.
For a mirror.
Yeah. So anyway, then they found out that I cracked the head. Not the head, but I cracked the mufflers right at the head. It cracked around the weld that has to be replaced. The whole front end assembly has to be replaced, and it comes with the front end, which is another $1,000. And it's like, I didn't know that we had this much damage. Then the computer program spit out all kinds of other things that had to be replaced because everything on that bike hit so hard that it snapped pieces of electronics. It snapped the muffler at where the head is on the bike. It cracked the triple tree on the bike, and it's like right there. You just money just starts rolling up. And
Lots of money.
And then check this out: the carbon fiber clutch slides that I had that goes over the clutch on the outside on the right hand side, and then the largest slide on the left hand side. To replace that, they're $400 a piece. I don't know what I got to replace this one. Well, I'll ask you about that. But this one was $400 for the motor slide. So it's like, so that, and then they were only going to pay you out X amount of money for your leathers and everything else. So
got to check your policy.
We
have a very good policy.
I got a good policy, and
we love our track insurance.
And hopefully they're even going to cover everything because what they said they would pay and what the bill was from Ducati are two different issues, and they're twice as much money from Ducati.
Yeah.
So I'll be playing with the insurance company for a while until I get my bike fixed. But always make sure you have track insurance because if you go down like I did. Only thing it does not cover.
We never knew you had to have track insurance.
You have to have health insurance too, because motorcycle insurance don't cover your health insurance. Figure that one.
You know that.
Did not know that because it turns out that when you have motorcycle insurance in the state of Florida, you get into an accident, it doesn't cover your medical. It reverts back to whatever health care coverage you have. So if you get into a bad accident, you wind up in the hospital, you're going to eat that bill. So that's something else you could add that policy on there, but
you're talking
it's money. It jacks your policy way the heck up because believe it or not, the policy I got from Foremost is Foremost, right?
Foremost.
Yeah, Foremost. And if you ever want Jason Vogel, the man's awesome. Track insurance. I'm not sure if he's still doing it after me, but no, seriously, I think I was one of the last one. But if not, he can hook you up with the company that could give you good and track insurance that will cover the expenses on your bike if you go down the track like I did. Cover your equipment because they paid for my helmet, they paid for the gloves and the boots, but the leathers I'm kind of going to have to do myself because they only allow you $1,500 in gear.
Yeah.
But my gear is $4,000, and she said, "Well, you get $1,500."
And that is that.
So that's that. Well, I love my suit. I got a 4SR racing suit. Yes, it's heavy. Yes, but
very heavy.
But I've worn it enough times that's broken in finally.
Yeah.
You still need two people to get me in the damn thing, but still it's broken in. I love that suit. I can ride well with it. Don't get in my way. As soon as you start moving,
look like a Power Ranger.
I look like a damn Power Ranger. Yes, I do. I'm the Black Power Ranger on the track. No joke. And my helmet matched and everything. My new one's a little bit on the burgundy side, so it's a little bit of a different color. But
black and burgundy.
Black and burgundy.
Perfect.
Actually, yeah, you're right, because I got red piping now. The only thing I got to do with my leathers is I got a couple little scuffs on my leather, but nothing bad because I tumbled. I didn't slide. So the only problem I had was my knee. It hit my leathers so hard, the bike where my knee is, that ripped the zipper from the seams right off the side of my leathers. And the padding, because you know what you're riding, so you literally got this much padding. Literally, I'm talking inches of padding and a slide that you have. You know, hey, you got pork butt. Michael Crossman just came on.
Hey, Michael Crossman, what's up, Michael?
I had to do a shout out to one of my best friends out there. So yeah, so needless to say,
hi, Michael.
Yeah, hi, Michael. I'm looking around for some leather repair guys, and I got a couple that I'm going to go ahead and talk to to be able to fix it because I want to save my suit. It was like $1,500. I don't want to buy a new one.
And plus, it finally fixed
It
you.
finally
like you said.
broke in.
You finally got it broken.
And you guys out there, when you buy a pair,
track days.
yeah, it did. I'll tell you guys out there that give us hearts. No, when you have your track days and you got that suit after it gets broken in, you don't want to give it up. You really
No, you don't.
I got a friend of mine with a white Dionysus suit that's all scuffed and like bug splatters on it, and scuff marks and all kinds of crap. And he just
Fabrizio.
yeah, he's same way. His suit fits. He's finally broken in. You don't want to give it up. So that's very important. And also get your bike checked out, man. You need to get your bike checked out.
Yeah.
Hey,
Definitely.
why don't we go ahead and play a little bit of a video about
Because it's just about time for us to
Sons of Speed. There's Lexi on there. Do a little Sons of Speed as an intro.
All right. Hello, Lexi 6. There's our beautiful daughter, Lexi 6. How you doing, gorgeous child?
Yep.
I hope that hoop is doing you well.
All right, go ahead and play a little bit of that for them. Let's see.
All right.
Is that it right there?
Hold on.
Okay, we're looking for it's my track video. Did you put it on over here?
Hold on.
Okay, down a sec. We're looking for it, guys. Now you have it over here. So anyway, what we're looking for is we're going to be going. We're going to be switching here in a little bit. We're going to be bringing on our next guest in a little bit. You can put it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we're doing is we're going to be bringing our next guest on soon. Why don't you play some of his videos?
Okay.
We're going to play some videos.
We're going to bring him on in his videos.
Oh, we're going to do that too. Okay. So anyway, we're going to keep talking. So anyway, since our videos didn't get up there like we wanted, we're going to start change gears a little bit. We're going to talk about the Sons of Speed. The Sons of Speed is an organization which is excellent. These guys basically race motorcycles that should be in museums on the track at speeds like they were meant to do in the 1920s and 1930s, and they got no brakes. These bikes,
no brakes at all.
They have no brakes at all on these bikes. And the theory that they were saying that back in the 20s and when they started doing the track racing with these motorcycles was that the person in the front, if they ever locked up the brakes, they would take out everybody in the back. So because of that, they don't have brakes. A lot of these guys, you slow down by using motor braking. There you go. Oh, actually, we can play the video.
All right, you ready?
Hi there, this is Heather with Born to Ride, and we're here at the Gibtown Bike Fest, and I just found Billy Lane. That's right, you heard me, Billy Lane, world famous Billy Lane. He's here to tell us all about Sons of Speed and everything that he's doing with Sons of Speed and all the promoting. So tell me all about it.
So Sons of Speed is vintage motorcycle racing. We've been doing New Smyrna Speedway during Daytona Bike Week. This is our 6th season doing it. We race American V-twins. We started racing singles too, but we race Harley and Indian V-twins mostly from 1910 to 1955. Wow. And this is a 1946 Harley Davidson that we're standing in front of. Yeah, and it's really cool. All the bike weeks, Daytona, Sturgis, Laconia started out as racing, and then they turned into be more of a pub crawl and bike shows and everything else. And they started racing import motorcycles, and the American motorcycles went away. And I wanted to bring back American motorcycle racing to the events, and the best way to do it was through old ones. So,
That
nobody's doing, yeah. And it's really, really fast. So we race at Daytona twice a year, Bike Week and Biketoberfest, and we race in Tennessee, usually Memorial Day weekend. The tracks are half-mile track, banked, asphalt, super, super fast.
Isn't that slippery?
No, it's actually pretty good hold pattern on the track. But we call it Sons of Speed because it's really fast. If you've been to flat track races anywhere, it's kind of slow. Sons of Speed's really, really fast. And if you come out to an event, you will not be disappointed because they're pretty amazing.
And how do people find you if they want to find you? If you want to find Billy Lane, how can they find you? How can they find your books? How can they get a part of Billy Lane?
I got 4 kids, so they're getting the most of me. But we have Billy Lane.
And your wife.
Yeah, we got BillyLane.net, and that's the best way to find us. And then I have my Choppers.inc Instagram page. And I have a Facebook page, and that's how everybody finds us. When I started Sons of Speed, the first event, I only had a handful of racers, and now we have over 50 racers, and it's from people just, the good thing about what we're doing is it's word of mouth. It's just like we're talking face-to-face and meeting people at events and saying, hey, I want to get involved, I want to come to a race, and that's how we're doing it.
We have a friend, Chuck the Moonshiner, and he races, and he told us you don't have any brakes. Is that true?
No brakes.
No brakes?
Look at this. There's no brakes on that wheel, no brakes on the front. You just it's racing's about speed, not stopping. So
So what the hell?
so what the hell? Yeah, it's and it's unnerving to go down that track and be going 80, 90 miles an hour and hit a curve with no brakes. It teaches you how to ride, and you'll appreciate it if you come see it, how fast it is.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much. It's been an extreme pleasure. You're an icon. It's fantastic. Please keep up the great work. Boys and girls love watching you as well as adults do. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Ron.
There you go.
That's Billy Lane with Sons of Speed, and that's our intro that we brought in for our next gentleman.
Yeah, JB, aka
JB can't stop.
Can't Stop.
So he's going to the green room right now. Hey, JB, are you good down there? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, let's bring him on.
All right, here we go. How you doing, sir?
It's going good. It's been a long day, but it's going.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to you before, and you said that you had tons of stuff you were doing today.
Yeah, I mean, woke up this morning, supposed to go to work, and that changed. So I was like, all right, got to do the honey-do list and start knocking that out. I'm like, shoot, I got to get my truck to the shop, my regular pickup that I drive, and so I had to put that back together so that I can get it to the shop so they can do the other part of the job. It's just been
Honey-do
yeah, more more fixing the truck. Yeah, just a whole bunch of long.
Tell me about it.
I get him with that honey-do list.
I got a very much an alpha female, so when she tells me to do something, I just say yes, ma'am.
Hey, that's how you keep the peace.
That's
happy
right.
wife, happy life.
That is
That's it.
true.
That's it.
That is true. So, JB, tell us about yourself. What got you started in this? Where you live, and all that kind of stuff.
All right, so my name is I don't know if I get my government name, but no,
JB's fine.
yeah, my government name now, James Burgess. I live down here in Charleston, South Carolina. A lot of people were like, "You still in Detroit? Good to hear you from Detroit." Because my mentor, Detroit Randy, we met a few years ago, and he's the one that really got me into the vintage stuff, and not only just the vintage stuff, but especially this racing. I was his pit boss last year, and it just kind of just moved really quick with me. So other than that, I drive for a living, so I'm on the road every day. And motorcycles has always been my pastime for like the last 14 years when I started riding. About 8.5 years ago, I lost my first wife. I'm remarried last year, so we just celebrated 1 year anniversary in August. But
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And I had a motorcycle accident. And a lot of people don't realize, like, I have some almost permanent damage here to my wrist, so I can't lift or extend my fingers in my left hand rather. And so it's just a blessing to even, first of all, be riding for one, and to be able to race something that I've always wanted to do, never had the opportunity to, and then also to race on these vintage bikes. And like I said, with the introduction to this world from Detroit Randy and Billy Lane putting this thing on, and just the way it's run, man, it is. I'm almost getting chills now just talking about it, because being down, watching is one thing, but being in the pits is another. You're truly a family down there. And a couple of guys that I talk to a whole lot, rely on my guy Jay out of Columbia. He's a couple of hours from me. Harley's up a couple of hours in Columbia from me, and then my guy Derek over there at Empire Cycles. And it's like, I don't know, my phone conversations has changed, because it's like I wake up in the morning and I find myself calling DJ over at Empire like 9:30 every morning about something I thought about or something we talked about. And so and the other night I was trying to go to sleep, and I'm sitting here thinking about numbers in my head, because we going over gearing stuff at the track. You know how that is.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, what if I do this? And what if I do? I'm trying to go to. I'm supposed to be sleeping. Over gear ratios in my head. Well, what if I do this for this track, or what if I do that? So this is, like I said, it's been an honor and privilege to even to be doing this and spend time. And my wife supports me with it. Motorcycles is not her thing. I'll get her on the bike every once in a while, but she's right there with me as long as her schedule permits her to be there. So it's been a real good thing.
What year is your bike?
So the bike that I race is a 1942 WLA. So at that time,
Wow.
it would have been an Army service bike, pretty much. It had been dressed out. It would have had a rifle holder on it.
Mhm.
The lights,
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole the rack on the back, all that good stuff.
Some had sidecars too.
Yeah, some had. Yeah, some did. Yeah.
Imagine that history.
Yeah.
That is
And
so
that's
cool.
crazy. And that's the one thing I would, it'd be hard to specifically on this bike and this motor, but to know the history, actually where the base of this motor has been. Was it dropped out of the sky? Was it brought back from overseas? That type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'd really be good to know, but I don't know the history prior to, but
Start the history with you.
history with me,
Mhm.
his bike has already been to
Understood.
California and back, so it's been pretty good.
Now I got a question. How can you ride well with your hand like that? Because do you compensate, or because I know mine are killing me right now because I broke them. So yeah,
So,
just
so
curious.
on when I'm on my street bike is a Sevo Street Glide. So
Mhm.
I had went through this thing of I need to figure out a way. Like the doctor was like, he looked at me one day and I broke down crying. I was like, he said, well, there's nothing else we can do. And I'm like, and I just start bawling out. And I'm just the things I'm thinking about is like I drive a truck for a living, for one, and two, I ride a motorcycle. That's my thing. I do nothing else outside of work. Truthfully, in the house, except for motorcycles. And so I went to looking. I went to the what is it? A clutch and a brake setup on your right hand. I was like, God, that ain't gonna work. And I found Recluse, and Recluse actually has the auto clutch.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it's like the old, I guess he used to have them back in the day. I talked to somebody about it and he was like, yeah, we had that back in the day, but pretty much you can be in gear, first gear, any gear, and you can let off the clutch. It's not going nowhere till you give it the gas, the throttle.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, well, if I ever get in a situation, emergency situation, I can just grab brakes. I can do whatever I need to do and get to the clutch when I get to the clutch.
Okay.
And so,
That works.
yeah, so I use that and
Got back brakes.
and a backstory is a long backstory on what happened to the other bikes that had the clutch in it. But so now my bike does not have the clutch. Have that Recluse clutch in it at all. And so I've gotten back to and used to throwing my hand up a little early, paying attention. As a truck driver, I have to look way down the road anyway, so I'm programmed to do that.
That's your racing too.
Yeah. And so I either throw my hand up there a little early, or I either cover the clutch a lot.
So like
Right.
grab it and do one of these.
Yeah,
with it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a friend of mine that destroyed his hand when he speared through the back of a hatchback off of his Dyna Wide Glide, and same thing. Until he got some feeling back, Al had to do the same
Yeah.
thing because I saw him. There he is over here. My wrong hand. There he is clutching this way too, and going ripping through the neighborhood. So I was wondering if it was about the same situation.
Yeah. It took some used to. Initially, my thought process was I know how heavy the clutch feels.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I didn't want to be caught in a situation, and honestly, I ride pretty hard on the street, and it's just one of those things that you always got to be conscious of what's going on, for one, and two, in my mind, can I get my hand up here now? If you see me riding, you would never know.
Yeah, because you're used to it and you work around it.
Yeah,
I've met a lot of guys like that. I've had guys pull their leg off, their prosthetic leg, and throw it in the back of the bike, and then start riding. I mean, I've seen guys on a trike grab their wheelchair and throw it in the back. So,
right.
That's why I always ask somebody when they have like a moderate disability when they're riding, how do you overcome it? And some of the ways I've seen these guys do it are incredible. Just like you,
right.
or, like I said, pulling a leg off and throwing it in the back. Now we're gonna play a video that he sent
we have
us.
the video that you made. I was going to go ahead and show that.
And two, while you're doing that, also on the race bike, it's a foot clutch, so I don't have to worry about a tank shift with my hand. But when we get rolling, we're always in third gear anyway. That's it. So
It's like the magic gear, even on a newer bikes. I do Jennings in third gear too. Same exact way. It's like the magic gear for racing. All right, so what video do we got here?
All right, let me go ahead.
You got to scroll it up a little bit first. There you go.
All right, you ready?
Yep, let's play the video and then we'll talk about it when it's done.
Okay.
Is it that one?
No.
Okay.
say full video. We'll do a full video.
Nope.
Hold on.
Hold on, we're working with it. Hold on 1 second. You got to add the stage. Hold on 1 second, JB.
There we go.
There we go. My first kick. There we go. I don't think we're able to.
You could talk about
You
it.
can talk about it, yeah, because he.
When I was picking up my bike right here, like,
Oh yeah.
I had no track time, no nothing. This is just in the garage, and this is my guy. Doc Harley.
Okay.
For me, yeah, that's my mentor. We at the track first time, getting suited up. First,
There you are.
yeah. And notice my seat, the seat spring early, it was sitting up high. So I learned quickly that I need to get down in the bike a little bit more. I used to ride a sport bike, so I knew I need to be tucked a little bit more. But here we was headed to Biltwell, so literally a month after my first races on this bike, Detroit Randy, he called me. He was like, "Hey, they got a class coming up, and they, let's go out to the California race." So we raced 25 miles through the desert, the upper part of Death Valley, and I came back, did a photo shoot here. A guy called me up, Smiley, and he was like, "Yeah, let's do this photo shoot." And a month later, I'm back on the track again in Tennessee, Hohenwald, and did very well. I led the first 4 laps of the final and came in second in the main. That's my top project right there. We was out in California right there this past summer for Born Free. That was awesome. Getting some ideas for my chopper build. That's my wife. Yeah. And look, and weeks later came back and did another thing for the Harley Davidson down here. They called me up to display the bike for the bagger races. So that's been a pretty awesome relationship and just getting new stuff done. That's my paint guy. He did my helmet for me, and that's my guy, Empire. Sent me a baggie of stuff, and that's Jay. Jay is, he keeps me on track. My girl over there, I overlooked cycles up in Branford, Connecticut. I went to go see her, and it's been really good relationship with her. Danger Dan. So I got invited to Congregation this year. My bike was accepted and met some guys from Butt Cycles, Dice Mag, Will out of St. Louis, and
there's Chantel.
Pastor Jim, he keeps us spiritually grounded with the Sons of Speed, 73 Moto, Dirty Will. He's out of France. Great guy. Brought me some sprockets for some drag racing stuff. Met that couple right there. They're from Italy. It's been really good. That's the family we went. That's my primary cover. I was scraping on the track head.
You got some lean angle there, buddy.
Yeah. It's
been nice shots.
Yeah.
And that's the guy, Kevin Oliver. He actually beat me out this race. And I don't know if you saw that last picture, that smoke coming off my boot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was dragging my boot, dragging primary cover. It was interesting. It was real interesting this time around. Whole lot different story in the pits. Guys throwing me cars, me and Billy Lane there. But he, as soon as I won the first heat race, he come running down there and congratulate me on the heat race win. And unfortunately, like I said, I didn't win the main this fall, but I was really proud of where I came in at. I just with Kevin Oliver, like I said, the guy that actually won the race. It made me feel good to keep up with him. He's an armor. I don't know if you know about armor races, but they pretty much go all over the place throwing these races into place. And he's one of the top 2 guys over there, I've been told. And to have less power than he has with his bike and to be able to keep up. I live in the corners. I've always lived in the corners. My first bike was a Yamaha R6S, and the one thing that guys with the 1000s and the 750s I started riding with, they could not do is they'll get me on the on the straightaways, of course, all the time. But when it came down to the back roads, when we hit those, they couldn't do nothing with me. I'm at the front of the pack, so.
But that's exactly right. That's the same thing with me with a super bike as opposed to a MotoGP bike.
Yeah.
The MotoGP bike has less horsepower, smaller displacement, but it's a lighter bike, shorter wheelbase, and you can hit those turns a whole lot more than what you can on my bike. Because my bike's more of like a top end, like Isle of Man type thing, But I just like the power on mine. Now I just want to give you some tech. How many horsepower does your bike put out?
So I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. So back in the day, stock it'd probably been somewhere maybe 25 horsepower, somewhere in there. Maybe 30. I'm saying maybe 30.
That's just so incredible when I see somebody that has a horsepower, like that and that displacement still going 90 miles an hour around a track on a vintage.
My hand. I'm not going 90. Now you get to that hot 45 class, them guys up there, they probably running that. I'm not running that. I might graduate there one day, but it ain't today.
I'm raising my hand to that. I got a little too hot, and look at me, man.
Right.
$8,000 worth of damage.
Right. So I listened to you earlier. You said you went down at 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the turn one, and it just of course, there's only 4, right? Uh-huh. So going to turn one, I think my max speed this time might have been around about 64 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But I literally was holding it, but I lost it because of the bank. Because I was going around the bank, and then you start, and where I was running the track, I was going up the track rather than running down the track, and then working my way back up. So I'd drop down anywhere between 55-ish and 58 miles an hour in the turn, and then I'm going, but I was having some issues with fuel, and I didn't.
Vintage bike.
I didn't do my check every race. I checked at the beginning. I checked here, but I didn't check every race like I should have. And there are some things that I found that were loose that potentially caused me to lose that horsepower I needed, or lose that air to fuel, good air to fuel ratio. And
because your bike's all carbureted and everything.
Yeah,
you got to manually wrench your bike to get it right. Mine, you plug into the computer.
Yeah. So with these old bikes, man, of course, with Harleys, especially the old Harleys, you got to wrench on them. You ride them for so long, and you got to turn something.
They mark the territory too.
They
mark the territory.
Yes. And so I had to actually, the intake nut on these tend to loosen up sometimes. Some guys put some kind of I've been told they put some kind of
Loctite
or something, something in there to kind of keep them, but I notice I've been having to do it after every race now, so I know for sure now that has to happen. And for some reason, I had a spark plug that backed out a little bit on me, so I lost a little bit on the rear cylinder. But
compression that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at that bike, so that you stripped that bike down. I'm looking at you really stripped that bike to bare bones.
Yeah, so and it's a crazy story, man, because like I said, this all happened so quick. Last year, I literally went with my mentor. He was like, "Hey, come to the track, be my pit boss for the race." I said, "Okay, cool."
Yep.
So I did that. It's March time. It's March time frame. I'm like, I want to do this. So, and this is the beginning of March. So a couple of weeks later, he's like, "Hey, this deal fell through on this basket case, and do you want to get on it?" I'm like,
yes.
Think about it. No, I was like, let me think about it, because
really?
I mean, it was a great deal for what I got, but I ended up having to replace some stuff, and in the process, of course, what can you expect on a basket case? Everything's not going to be 100%. So we replaced some stuff. I Ralph Racing, he's 3 hours from me. he went through my training for me, and I found out the motor had just been fresh built, and I just recently, about, I don't know, probably about 3 weeks ago, just talked to the guy that actually built the motor. He told me what he's done to it, and I'm like, okay. So
That could be your new motor on your bike.
yeah, oh yeah, it was a fresh motor when I started in when I got it back in February. So I got to the guy at Hillbilly Mafia, Luke. He built it for me. He put together the basket case for me because I driving
Yeah.
wasn't experienced with this. So I found, talked with him. He was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, just get it to me. So I got him the bike, and as we going through, he's doing different stuff. He's calling me. We're chatting back and forth about, well, do you want to do this, and so a lot of things just happened really quick. So he got the bike in December. I had the bike back in the middle of February, and literally 2 weeks later, we were racing down in Florida for the first time. I never had a chance other than just, and first and second gear around the neighborhood, just putting around on it, just trying to get used to what it does and doesn't do. So yeah, it's been a great journey. So over time, I've been doing my tweaks to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I see you had that. Oh yeah, and you have that other project that you showed in those pictures.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Man, that was crazy, man. It's my belief, but God works in mysterious ways, and I've always. So my deal was, I have to go back, and so I can explain to you really what happened.
Sure.
So I've always, for some stupid reason, in my head, I've just always wanted a 70s Sportster kick only bike.
Okay.
That's always been in my head. And my father-in-law, he was like, my first wife's dad, he's like, because he was heavy into the bike, and that's how I got into the club scene. So he was like, nah, you don't want no Sportster. They just nothing but headaches. And so he has a 77 shovel. First year, he has the first year lowrider.
Okay.
And so then I'm headed out last year. I'm fast. So I met Detroit. I meet Detroit about 4 years ago, and we're on the road. We're heading to our club national meeting, and I just happened to pull in the gas station. He was the president. I was the president. We talked for a minute, and then we were like, yeah, let's get together when we get down here. So got back in because he was talking vintage stuff. I was like, hey, cool. I was interested, and got down there, and it just went from there. I mean, literally talking a whole lot, almost every day, multiple times a day. I mean, he's just filling me in on a whole lot of stuff, the history and stuff that he's doing, and last few years just included me in stuff that he's been doing, especially his show that he does every September. So last year, Harley asked him to do a show at the 120. So I get to where was I at? Was it Detroit? I think it was I think it was Detroit. Yeah, we connected in Detroit. So we get to Detroit, and we're just I'm trying to get to the plane, and I'm Harley'd up because I'm going to the 120. So I got the hat, the shirt, I got my boots unzipped. I'm walking through like I'm going to the 120. And so this other guy looked at him. He looked at me. He said, "You going to the 120?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, cool." So what happened was we both got to the gate. And we're watching the plane being pushed back. We were like, "Well, we might as well get something to eat."
Yeah.
Yeah. So he and I, we went and sat down. There's a guy named Glenn Sauer out of Vermont. And so we chatted that day, and it's a real special guy to me, man. He even calls and checks on me here and there out of the blue, and he remembers stuff out of the conversation that we had that day, and he'll call me on it and see how things are going. And the same thing, I call and check on him as well. And so he was like, "Yeah, I do this and do that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I was telling him, somehow, just got to talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I got this shovel, man, but I'm just out of it. I really want to work on his truck because he has I think it was a C10 that he's working on project." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So fast forward, he calls me up. He remembers. He's like, "Hey, do you still want to get this bike?" I'm like, "Yeah, but not right now. I can't do that right now." And so he goes, "Well, we'll work out something. Just come by and pick the bike up, and we'll work out something later." So
Okay.
we worked out something, real sooner than later. And so I literally was on my way on a trip out of Canada. I stopped by his house and I strapped the bike on the back of my rig, just strapped it down to the frame, and that was a bad mistake. I lost some bolts along the way, but yeah. So that's my 72 shovel project. Actually, I call it my project, but it's my wife and I project. I lost my first wife doing this bike.
I lost my second wife, so
Yeah. So she was on the bike with me when we hit a horse about, like I said, about 8.5 years ago, and lost her there. And I've always been wanting to do something, something on a bike, to a bike dedicated to her.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, lost her sister a couple years ago, and I'm like, you know what, we could actually use this bike to
both of you.
to dedicate to them, and that's the plan. So I'm doing some stuff. I mean, some of it's
memorial bike. That's a wonderful idea.
Yep, it's a memorial bike. So there's some things that I'm changing that direction that he was going with it. But he just really wanted the bike to go to a good place. So
yeah,
I am.
You're the right person.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure I keep some of his designs, some stuff he had going in there. But we definitely gonna make it out.
Do your own thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a wonderful sentiment, because I understand, because I'm a widower myself until I met my third wife. Yeah. But my third wife. I've only been divorced once. Yeah. Jesus took my second wife, but I'll tell you right now, sometimes it's God's will and it's God's way of doing things, because I met my soulmate right here, and maybe I got to think that, her passing was having her find me this woman, and like I said, just the way God works, you can never figure it out. You just have to accept it and keep moving on.
That's right.
And I'm telling you right now, building a memorial bike for your late wife and your wife's late sister, I think is a fabulous idea.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Fabulous idea. And DP, Perowitz. So if you want to get some art on that bike, brother, that's the man I'd have do it.
Yeah, I'm and you know what? And it's crazy because Jody, and that's crazy. Last year we raced with Jody, and she was out there rather, and So I've run into them several times, and there's one guy that I've been watching, and it's like I'm stalking him. Guy Rude Paint out in Cali. I've been digging some of his stuff too, but I don't know. I'm just tossed up on where I know I have the colors in my head, but I'm just
because my CVO's pumpkin orange, and I had him do the fender on mine. I had to, because my wife over here hit me with her Can-Am right after I bought my show bike and dented my swooping fender right in.
Are you?
On my CVO, my 2010 CVO Softfield. Because a man stopped in front of me, I stopped, and you were on a brand new Can-Am, weren't used to it, and hit me. But she went up getting Perowitz to paint my fender. So you want to talk about somebody that said they're sorry and apologized the right way?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
My motorhead wife over here got Perowitz to paint my fender and fix it. So right there, thank you, baby. Well, I'm telling you, it's been a wonderful time having you on here, JP. It's been wonderful talking with you. Yeah, how do people get in touch with you, man?
All right, I'm right there on Instagram. Can't Stop Vintage Racing, and all underscores in between everything. Other than that, you'll find me on the track at New Smyrna at Biketoberfest and Bike Week in the springtime, the first weekend of March 1. 2025 this year at 12 o'clock. Be there.
I'll be at the Calgary campgrounds.
Hey, look, be there. It's going to be a blast. It's some new things coming out. Some interesting bikes that's going to be there. And then we'll be in the hole in wall, like it's Memorial Weekend. That's the second race on the dirt track.
Chuck's coming down too, isn't he?
Man.
Yeah.
I think Chuck said he was coming down with Deliverance.
Yep. Yeah, that's me and Chuck. Yeah, Chuck is my guy, but me and Chuck have to we have to settle our differences on the track.
Yep. Yep.
I gotta get him back because he hawked me down when we was out in Tennessee this past year, and he took home that bucket. So I gotta go get that bucket from Chuck.
Now
Yeah, but
it's time
that's
for
a-
you to get it back.
Yeah, but all that Deliverance is just a super custom vintage bike too, man. You
Right,
gotta,
right.
you know,
Right.
that bike,
It
that
is-
bike is sweet.
It is a super fast bike. Yeah, super fast bike.
And Chuck has a screw loose anyway, so he'll take that track at 90 and not think twice about it. You know, all that moonshine got to his head, man.
Right.
Well, JB, thank you so much for coming on our show.
thank you.
It's been a
Man, it's been a
pleasure,
pleasure.
and I hope to see you soon racing coming up here in 2025.
Yes, definitely. That's where you'll find me on the track. A little bit on Instagram. And other than that, I'll just be working in between, trying to buy some parts.
Yeah, JB needs part money. Go and see him.
I'm telling you, hey, I'll give you my Cash App if y'all want to donate. I promise you, I will thank you. I appreciate you. I'll write you on the side of the tank or something. You know,
we all got the Cash App going.
Yes.
see the guy that put the bike together, Luke. He put my name on the side of the tank right there. He welded it in, so can't forget.
Oh, hell yeah, I love it. He welded it right on the bike.
Yeah,
I still think that's an awesome bike, man, because the way that bike looked when it was original to how you got it set up now is night and day.
yeah.
The olive green bike is what you started with.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, that's what it would have been. Yep.
Because when we went to Wheels Through Time, they had a couple of those, and they all had the side carts attached to them
They were
with the big
puke
star.
green.
Yeah, puke green with the big star on the side.
Yep. And there was a guy that was at a congregation. He had one of the rarest bikes. It's a knuckle trike. That was a military bike. Yeah. Yep. It's one of the rarest. I think there was only like about, I want to say like 8. I don't know if it's 8 left or 8 built, but he has one of the few that are left for sure.
That's like stuff you find on Wheels Through Time Museum.
Right. Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, because you've been there, Wheels Through Time. That's in North Carolina. Man,
Honestly, I have not made it there yet. That is on my list. Every time I've gone through there, I end up getting through there too late, so I don't make it.
I wonder how it's faring after the storm, though.
Oh no, it's all good. They everything's good and they're open. Yep, they are.
Oh, thank God, because I was so worried when those storms came through. I'm like, what's Matt going to do, man? You know, because his dad spent a lifetime building that museum, and Matt's in charge of it because Matt's as good as his dad, Matt Walksler. And I'll tell you right now, I was so worried that something happened to that museum because there's one of a kind bikes in there, literally.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. I've heard the stories. I'm just waiting for it.
Oh, he kicked over a 14 for me in the second kick. Right there in the middle of the showroom. Yeah, second kick, kicked over a 14. No joke. Because Heather's like, what's all the buttons on the tank and all this stuff? And he's like, oh, yeah. Right up. I was like, are you kidding me? And he's like, oh, yeah, I was racing this one in the Cannonball. I'm like, oh, my God.
That's crazy. And we got some guys there. And one of the guys, and I'm gonna cut it short. One of the guys, he was like, my bike won't kick. He said, I'm so jealous. He said, your bike's kicked the first time every time. I was like, I don't know. I just kick it over.
Work on him.
So I go over there and I just kick it through one time and he kicks. And he's like, I'm leaving.
Show him up with a kick.
Right.
All right, JB, thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you for everything that you've done. And I hope to see you soon here coming up in 2025.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And it's been a pleasure. I'm just trying to keep this little bit of history alive. And
you're doing well.
While I'm doing it, winning the race is great, but just being out there having fun is the main thing for me. And putting on stuff for the people.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much for being on the show, JB. It's been a pleasure.
Have a great night.
Have a great night, man. Oh, sorry. All right, he said he appreciate it. I cut him a little short there. I'm sorry, JB. But he was on the. I'll tell you right now, if you want to go see some great vintage racing, definitely check out the Sons of Speed. You'll see JB in there, especially on this year, because generally it's always filmed because it's a pretty famous organization. These guys ride motorcycles, I think 43 or 48 and below, all vintage, all custom. It's just Billy Lane's the one that puts it on. You could go online and find us. You could find JP Can't Stop Racing. and you can find the Sons of Speed on there, or you can come on to the John Heather Show, go on our YouTube channel, and you can find our interviews that we had with everybody from that organization. Plus, we had the birthday party that we're at for Fast Freddy, and you can see that on Fast Freddy, one of the other riders, he was there, and they had a birthday party for him. We got all that footage. So definitely check out the John Heather Show on YouTube, Facebook. Go to our www site, the moto-toto.com, and you can go ahead and check everything out. So again, this is the John Heather Show saying keep it shiny side up,
Rubber side down.
Deuces, and we love you all.
That's right.